Hello, James here. Haven't been online in a while, about a week, about a week or two, and um, I've been chilling and trying not to speak so much because sometimes when the cold air is coming on, sometimes it makes tend to make me cough. Um, I want to do a video, share a video online, and I've been hearing a lot lately about men who why some men travel overseas and the perception, there's a right perception, and you got some men that go over for various reasons. Hopefully, that most men go over there looking, if it's for business or they're looking for a woman that can be their potential wife, and then you got some men, hope that they there might be some men that go over there and which I doubt it to go and find some prostitute. It's like, why would you go that far to find some prostitute? But the reason why I mention that is because a lot of American women assume that that's what some American men do, you know, and particularly, American some American black women think that, but American white men been doing that for years, and nobody said anything until the American black men start traveling. But I'm gonna share you this clip of this story about this man who is disabled. He has a Filipino wife, and I'm gonna let you listen to his story. I found about his story from the guy that the Please Act Right channel, and he was doing a tape. And I'm gonna make my commentary after his video. I'm kind of flashy. I try not to copyright it. I don't know if he wants to share his video.
That's normal, and there's even bigger gaps than that. I've seen them. 26 is actually kind of old for a lot of these guys that come here, because a lot of these guys are in their 70s and their girlfriends are teenagers. But I enjoy my life here in the Philippines. It's a very,
that's considered a woman at 17.
Place to live, and unlike Thailand, you don't have to go on a visa run every 2 weeks. If you want to renew your visa, you just go down to the mall, and they have an immigration office right there where you can renew your visa. You can renew it up to 6 months, but you've got to do it in stages. You can renew the first time, you can renew it for a month. Second time, 2 months. Third time, 6 months. Now, me, if you're looking at me, you see my arm is kind of straight right now. I had a stroke 9 years ago, so my wife takes care of everything.
Listen.
So sometimes I feel bad for her because she wakes up every morning at 5 o'clock. First thing she does is start cleaning the house. Then she takes the kids to school. Then she comes back and cooks breakfast for me. And she has to do everything because I'm paralyzed on my left side from the stroke. So I can't help her do anything. I can't help her clean up the house. I can't help her with the yard. I can't wash the car. I can drive because you only need one hand and one foot to drive. I'm an automatic. But I can't walk around and help her. I can't do the dishes. I can't clean up the yard. I can't wash the car.
That wouldn't fly in America.
She gets a little angry sometimes. I don't have what everyone says is the typical Filipino wife. My wife she can get angry sometimes. She doesn't do tempo, she gets angry. So, but I think I'd be angry too if I had to take care of somebody 24 hours a day. We're together 24 hours, 7 days a week, 30 days a month. So I understand how she gets frustrated a little bit. So I decided a couple of days ago that I was going to do a rose day. We got in the car, we live in the province, so we drove.
Now, how many women in America would ever take care of a man that is unable like him? I just want to chime in on this and would do that. What young woman would do that in America that would love? If a young woman that's 20, 30 years younger, most of them probably would try to, if they marry you, they want your money and they trying to put you on the ground so they can take the rest of your benefits. In some cases, that some women are like that if they marry an older dude here. And some women don't have the patience to do that.
Los Angeles City, which is a 3-hour drive from here, and I wanted to take her to the shopping mall to get her hair done, her nails done, and just have a day for her where she didn't have to cook and didn't have to clean, didn't have to do anything. So when we got there, first thing I did was I got a haircut so I would look like a woolly crazy man. Because it's very hard as a black man to find someone that can cut your hair. I have a guy in Angeles City because we used to live there, and he does a really good job, as you can see. If you looked at some of my other pictures that I put up, my hair was long and my beard was untrimmed, and he does everything. I'm old now, so he trims the hair out of my ears, he does my nose, he does everything, he does a great job. But when we got there, she decided she didn't want her hair done because I don't know why she decided she didn't want to get her hair done, but she did. I was going to get her nails done too. She didn't want nails because she's always washing clothes and she's always washing dishes, so they would just break. It would just be a waste of money. But what she did want was a glass cover for her phone on the front, so if she drops it, it doesn't break. And so she got a glass cover for her phone and a clear case for the back of her phone. She has a Note 9, which is my old phone. She always takes my old phone when I buy a new one. I bought the new S22. They gave her my Note 9. I used to buy a new phone every 6 months, but they're very expensive now. So now I keep them for a couple of years. It makes more sense. But this is a video showing, our time in the hotel. Her at her favorite restaurant. She really likes it. In the mall, there's a place that makes Vietnamese sandwiches that are very, very good. But my life here is pretty good. I mean, I don't have to worry about anything. I got lucky with my wife. I can give her money and she pays the bills. She pays all the bills. The water, the electric, everything. She has my PIN number. She has the credit card. Not once in 5 years has one penny ever been missing. Not once. She pays all the bills, gives all the receipts. She does everything. That's one thing I don't think I could find in America. Somebody who does everything.
No.
I mean, she cooks 3 meals a day, and she's cleaning the house 4 or 5 hours a day. Every day. I don't know what she's cleaning up because it doesn't get that dirty. Because I can't move around. And the kids don't cause any. The kids are actually her nieces and nephews. So they come over because we like having them. They're basically our friends. Because we don't go out drinking, we don't go to the bar, we don't do much of anything. So yesterday I took her to Angeles for her to have her day. And let's see how it goes. Okay. That's it. Now, listen, I'm 24 years older than my wife, and what I'm trying to
24 years older.
This house, that's in her name, it's her house.
It's her house.
What I'm trying to do is get
Her
some
name.
income with this YouTube channel. Even if you don't like it, if you could please just put a like on it and watch it and subscribe. subscribe. You don't ever have to look at it again. Just subscribe. I'm trying to get her up high in their subscribers so she'll have some income when I'm dead. All right. Thank you. Bye. They changed it.
Yes.
Why they changed it?
This is his wife.
So they gave me a more expensive one? Or they just charging me more?
Oh shit.
And
Hold
so
on.
when I say Chinese, I want you to scream out the next.
You see what I'm saying? But the reason why men go to Brazil, American men, most American men are going to Brazil and the Philippines, and probably Thailand and places like that, because there are women. Now you hear what he said. She had her own house. He found the woman. It might take some time to find a woman that find her own house. She takes care, pretty much take care of everything and take care of him, pretty much him, and he contributes with the little income that he have. Probably because I think it sounds like he's probably was like an ex-veteran. There's a lot of ex-veterans and other people like that who have businesses. They go live in the Philippines and places like that. That's how they able to afford to stay over and travel and do things like that. But he's right. There's no way a woman would put up with that in America. There's no way. No young woman is gonna put up with that. No way. If she's doing it, most of the time it's for alternative reasons, and she's not. She's trying to keep him alive. You know, and that to me, a lot of women today in certain places, and it takes a certain type of woman that know how to love like a wife. A lot of American women don't know how to love like a wife, and they don't know how to really sacrifice like a wife. But it sounds like his wife, who's Filipino, they're raised in a culture of being prepared to be a wife. Ain't all this, well, he gotta do this and I gotta do this. He gotta do this, I gotta do this. She loved him enough to marry him, knew that his situation, and take care. Now he has a stroke. You know, he had a stroke. He's up in his 60s. Have a stroke, and like he said, he can't pretty much do much. But how many women in America would do something like that for the love? Very minimum of women in this country that would go for that for a man, because they you know, if something happened to us as men, it's like, oh well, I can't handle this. He's too sick, or he's too this or whatever, and they dip on you. And if you got any income, and probably leave you to suffer and die in a hospital somewhere, and just leave you hanging. But I really admire about his wife is that she loved him enough to marry him and take care of him. And just to hear his testimony, said he can't take care of himself. He's over in the Philippines. They got a wife who's 24 years younger than he is. And that's just amazing. You don't find, and I'm telling you, as a man, I ain't never seen something like that here in America. I will, like most men, I would love to meet a woman that know how to love like that I would attracted to, and that's what I think that should be every man's, to meet a woman that want to be a wife. That she's willing, even if she's down, she's not going to cast you away if something happens, because things in life do happen. We get older, we get sick, and we age. But the strength is in the woman. Is she gonna love you to make sure your transition, even if you decide transition, will she be an honorable woman? And it sounds like to me, his wife is an honorable woman. And so I understand why some guys go to some places like Brazil and the Philippines, because I've dated women here, man, and they don't even have the fortitude to have that give a wife material. And when they do, they give it to a dude that they think they can change into what they intended to be. And the only thing that makes it up is a sex organ or smoking some weed to get and drinking. That's what and give them some drama once in a while. And act like you're gonna slap the teeth down their throat. Then it's like that aggression, whatever. But you ain't gotta do with a woman in the Philippines like that. But with American women here, you gotta get amped up and amp this. Now, I think I had one story I want to show you. But yeah, that's what it is. And I made a video about how this is my guy here.
Why Americans are buying this real-time translator like crazy.
This is my guy here.
What are you doing here in the park today?
This is Raul. Please act right. And here's part 2 of Beauty is Only Skin Deep. But before we get started, I'd like to thank Shamika Jones for your support on my Cash App. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to support my channel too, the links are below. Now, let's get into the video.
So since I have a little bit of time, I know it's been a few months, but I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all what happened to USPS/UPS Bay. So it's been a few months, so you have to forgive me. I'm not going to completely remember every step by step, but it's just funny how this all went. So after that, give my number, and me and my girlfriends had met up, and our plans ended up changing or canceling or something. So I was like, well, buddy just asked me to pull up to, I just saw somebody hit somebody. Buddy asked me to pull up to his people's party, so let's pull up. Now, usually when someone invites you to a family party, it's just like, their family is usually cool, and like, it's probably the younger people's in the family. No. Reluctantly, my friends pulled up with me. They made me stop and get a present too, because I'm not like that. I ain't like that. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna bring the vibes. That's what I got. That's all I got for you. But Dina, being the white woman that she is, told me to grab a bottle. So I grab a bottle, boom, we pull up. It is his 80-something-year-old grandfather's birthday party. Why did you play with me? That's strike number 1. Then I pulled up and I hated, and when I tell you hated, his outfit. I cannot stand a nigga that cannot dress. I hate a nigga that tries to put on a pair of ones and the ones are trash. And if you don't know any better, then just don't do it. So I was irritated. And then he just wasn't giving me the energy that I wanted. Like, his family was cool as hell. Like, super duper cool. Hush, son. My friends had a blast. Like, we turned that party out. I mean, we're a ball of energy. That was gonna happen. So in summation, I ended up leaving. He tried to give me this elongated ass hug, and I was like, I gotta go. Me and my friends, we have plans. We had no plans. It was time to go home and think about it was time to think about, why did I put myself in this situation? And I've seen everybody's comments underneath the last video. Mind your fucking business, okay? I like what I like. I'm very stubborn. I'm single for a reason. The guy was very sweet. He was kind of attractive. Like, I thought he was way more attractive than he actually was. He just wasn't for me. And just because someone likes me doesn't mean I have to like them back. If he's not my steez, then he's just not my style. Like, it is what it is. Can't force things. He has since tried to communicate with me. He's tried to approach me with business opportunities. He's a sweet guy. It's just I am not interested. And I can't fake being interested. But it made for a great story.
Let's get into the video.
So I grab a bottle, boom, we pull up. It is his 80-something-year-old grandfather's birthday party. Why did you play with me? That's strike number one.
I'm with her on this one. If you're going to invite a woman to any type of party or family gathering, you might want to mention it's your 80-year-old grandfather's birthday party. So I'm definitely with her on this one.
And then I pulled up and I hated him. When I tell you hated, his outfit. I cannot stand that cannot dress. I hate it that tries to put on a pair of ones and the ones are trash.
Ladies, you gotta understand, some of us men, we tend to get stuck in a time warp, and I'm guilty of it too. What that means is, sometimes we haven't dated in a while, so we tend to let our wardrobe slip. Then, there's some of us who just don't know how to dress at all, and that's where the woman's touch comes in. Remember how Steve Harvey used to dress with those oversized suits with a bunch of buttons on them? Well, he doesn't dress like that anymore, because his wife put a woman's touch on it. And Steve Harvey himself said it was because of his wife for the reason that he changed the way he dressed. But I want you guys to pay attention to something here. Notice in the first video, she didn't have a problem with what he was wearing because she never mentioned his outfit. So, was it just this one outfit he had on at this party? Or is she just finding anything to complain about because she's not interested in this good guy? You've heard the phrase nitpicky before, right? Let's continue.
So I was irritated. And then he just wasn't giving me the energy that I wanted.
Remember in the previous video how excited she was when she was talking about his friend who was possibly a drug dealer and his car rolling on 20-folds? That's the energy she wants. But this guy is giving her a respectable good guy vibe, and she doesn't want that. Well, not right now. But oh, trust me when I tell you, that's what she's gonna be looking for in about 5 to 10 years from now.
Like, his family was cool as hell. Like, super duper cool. My friend, hush son, my friends had a blast. Like, we turned that party out.
So you got along with his family and your friends had fun too. Okay.
I gotta go. Me and my friends have plans. We had no plans. It was time to go home and think about why did I put myself in this situation?
I agree. Why would you put yourself in a situation where the guy's nice, the family is cool, you and your friends had fun, where it was nothing but respect the whole entire time you were there? Yeah, you should have known better to put yourself in that type of situation. What the hell were you thinking?
And I've seen everybody's comments underneath the last video. Mind your business.
So clearly a bunch of people in the comment section was saying exactly the same thing I'm saying. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You're 33 years old and single with children, but you don't want a good guy in your life. Instead, you'd rather put yourself in jeopardy by being around a drug dealer and possibly getting caught up in some of his mess so that you...
Let me stop this right here. Now, the guy in the Philippines, wife is 30-some years old. And I do believe, I don't know if she have children of her own, but you see the difference in maturity. You see the difference in maturity with a woman. She's 33, his wife is in his 30s, but look at the difference in American women, what their mindset is.
Go to jail and your children lose their mother. Or, even worse, get caught up in some mess and lose your life and leave your children without their mother. People chime in on it, and now you want them to mind their own business. Then why did you put the video out there? Oh, by the way, she took the first video down. Guess she couldn't handle the criticism. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, she couldn't handle people telling her she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, I like what I like. I'm very stubborn. I'm single for a reason.
And everybody watching this video and the previous video knows why you're single.
The guy was very sweet. He was kind of attractive. Like, I thought he was way more attractive than what he actually was. He just wasn't for me. And that doesn't, just because someone likes me doesn't mean I have to like them back. If he's not my steez, then he's just not my style. Like, it is what it is. Can't force things.
Am I the only one realizing that she has said nothing bad about this man's character?
Right.
Hell, she even said he looked better than she remembered.
Right.
He has since tried to communicate with me. He's tried to approach me with business opportunities. He's a sweet guy.
So he has a legitimate job at FedEx, and now he's looking into business ventures, which means that in the future he could become a six-figure earner. Now, isn't that what most of these women nowadays are saying that they're looking for?
Exactly.
And she's got one pursuing her, and she's doing everything she can to get rid of him. This chick is off her rocker.
It's just I am not interested. And I can't fake being interested. But it made for a great story.
See what can happen when you're running behind pretty women? It's just skin deep. Hey, somebody has to tell you.
You see what I'm saying? Then American women don't appreciate. They entitled. They very spoiled, and that's why, I heard this young brother, was saying that he's done dating women in America. He goes overseas and go down to Brazil, and some women got a nerve to get mad because they think that he's he's clearly not. He's dating women down there, but it's the mindset of how some women are here in America. It's their mindset, And like I said, they're not ready to be a potential wife. They want it on their terms. They don't want to give it on the other terms. But here's another show I used to listen to, and this is.
So last year I paid nothing for electricity, and I
The show
actually
Fair
made money
Balance
by
and
using a
Video.
special program that paid me to try brand new.
This one's about sisters say black women are the only women in America. Watch this.
Yeah, one of our sisters here is speaking about something that I've been hearing definitely since the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and all the way up to today. Well, our sister here is going to talk about women in our community who say they don't need a man, which they have to understand that it's going to always be a self-fulfilling prophecy, even when they get out of possibly that phase. Well, let's listen to what the sister got to say, and let's talk about it.
So I was going to wait to comment on this, but I just couldn't. He's absolutely right. Comment. You hardly see men saying we don't need a woman. You never hear any woman in any other community saying they don't need their men except black women. And he's absolutely right.
This is coming from a
Quick
black
history
woman.
lesson. White women's liberation movement. You don't know anything about it, I would tell you to pick up a few books and read about it because it has never benefited black women. It benefited white women, right? As did affirmative action. So here's the quick synopsis, right? Back in the day, white women decided that they wanted equality. They no longer wanted to just be in the house, be stay-at-home moms. So they started this whole movement of burn your bra, equal pay, yada, yada, yada. And they brought in all these other ethnicities. Specifically, they also brought in black women. Now, here's the thing. Black women took that movement and compounded it on steroids. Now you have black women screaming, fuck niggas, I need the bag, this, that, and this, and that, and the other, right? But let's be clear as to why this is happening. Racism. And institutionalized racism to be exact. The reason you don't hear these other ethnicities screaming about that is because they understand in order to build real generational wealth, right, you're going to need a two-party system to do it. We are the only ethnicity that are quick to talk about how we can do shit alone, but we still don't have the finances, the wealth, or the power that they do. Just take a moment to simmer on that. That is why, almost 200 years after slavery, and I understand, right, things like racism and other things have caused us to, continue to be an issue, but we're making the work easy for them by saying things like we don't need one another. By saying, fuck niggas, fuck bitches, go get the money. Money is great, but guess what's even greater? When you can build together. Because two bags are better than one. And for a lot of you, you're going to disagree with me, and that's fine, right? But here's my attitude. Go read. Go read about the white women's liberation movement. Go read about how this racist institution caused black women to be single mothers and still to this day, the least desired of all the ethnicities and the least likely to be married. You're making it easy for them, sis. Here's my advice. Work on yourself. Vet better. And stop saying you don't need anybody, because you do. You're tired, you're sad, you're bitter. I see it all on the internet.
Thank you. Same here.
That's my comment for the day. Let's dish. Because I'm sure there's going to be someone on this platform that's going to come and tell me I'm wrong. And then I'm going to give them a list of books they can read so they can figure it out for themselves.
Now, as you heard, she was responding to one of the brothers. The brother said, we never say that we don't need women. Yes, because every man wants to be with a woman. The only ones who don't want to be with women is those who are LGBT. But if you're not that, then yes, it's commonplace that you want to be with a woman. Most men, definitely, we speaking about black men, most black men I know would like to be married. Some don't want to be married, and a lot of them who don't want to be married usually comes from an experience that they had where they feel like they can't trust women at all. It comes from seeing some of their positive friends or family go through, the ringer with divorce or the child support system. So some brothers say, "Man, I don't want none of that. I used to think like I wanted that, but nah, I'm too. Nah, I'm good. I'm
Yes,
chill
some
on
men that do
that."
think like
So
that.
you have some people like that. Then you have some guys who just they really can't do the one woman thing, so they know that marriage is not for them. But we're speaking more so on the men who want to be with women, or even the men that want to be married here. They never say they don't need women. But you hear on the other side, definitely what I remember, even as a kid, watching women say, "I don't need no man.
Right.
I'm strong and independent."
Right.
Yada yada yada. You understand?
Right.
But the white woman and every other woman never said they were strong and independent.
Nope.
And later, as I've noticed here, definitely within the past 4 to 5 years, women have kind of dropped that strong and independent message, and some of them are saying, "Oh no, we need a man. That was a wrong route to go." And I will say that your predecessors, some of the sisters out there, your predecessors kind of messed y'all up in a way by putting that out there into the universe, because what you constantly say, you're going to make sure to make it happen. So if you don't need a man, well, you're not going to get one. You're not going to prepare yourself for one. You're not going to put yourself in a position for one. And then when they don't have a man, then they look at their counterparts, which is black men, and they're getting women, whatever the women come from. Sometimes they're very, angry, and they're very upset by that. They're upset, not so much at black men, but they kind of upset at themselves. But, in our community, what I've noticed is that a lot of, the women, not all, but a lot of the women have a big problem with accountability, a big problem with accepting what they done to put themselves in the situation is everybody else's fault,
Right.
but their own. You can holler at another dude and say, "Man, well, the reason why you in this situation, bro, is because of X, Y, and Z."
Right.
Most men that I know will be like, "Man, yeah, I didn't really want to hear that, but yeah, you're right. Man, you need to tighten up. You need to do this, get your money right. You need to, start doing this, start doing that." A lot of dudes are more receptive to that kind of correction. But when you have women who don't accept correction, who's been taught, unfortunately, been taught from childhood to be rebellious, especially against the authority of, let me make sure to say with authority, the authority of the black man, because she's always been taught to follow the authority of the white man, because she'll do anything with the white man tell her to do. But the black man, she like, F him. You know what I'm saying? So that's also a problem in a relationship dynamic that you mostly see in America. When you engage black women that come from Caribbean backgrounds, black women that come from African backgrounds, definitely those two I would say more than others. You don't really see that disdain and dynamic that you would see living here, in America. This is why some men have said they rather get their passports and deal with women overseas, because even we talking about black women, we're not talking about Asians, we're not talking about white, we're not talking about nobody else, we're talking about black women. They talk about dealing with Afro-Latino women. It's because those cultures don't have an anti-black male sentiment within their families. Let me say that. We're talking about the families. I'm not saying that these different groups of people, they don't have it. They black, they just don't have those sentiments, right? So it's easier to deal with that with a woman that don't come from a background of, "I can't stand a black man, black men ain't ish." No. And I'm not saying all black American women feel that way, because that would be untrue. But unfortunately, there are some that do feel that way, and because of the damage that those with those mouths have kind of done, some brothers have been like, "I'm just not, I'm good. I'm just gonna maybe get my passport and move around." You understand what I'm saying? And I think black men should exercise that option, because most black men aren't out here saying they want white women, Asians. I mean, they'll take them if they get them, but most black men want to be with black women. And the deal that really is making a deal breaker today, I'm gonna say that, is the passport. When black men say, "Wait a minute, I can go get with a black woman overseas, and I can continue having the black community, black experience, and I don't have to deal with the craziness, the feminism, the all different things that we have going on, within our community here as black Americans." Some are exercising that, and I don't take an issue with it whatsoever. I guess that option would be, I'll start laughing about him, Dr. Umar approved, I guess, right? It's something that Umar has relegated himself to trolling people's relationships instead of working on their school, but that's a video of a different day. But anyway, so what about the women here? I will say this, just as Uncle Phil would tell you, don't be like those women. You should condemn those women that's running off of the mouth, like acting like they're speaking for you, because propaganda is a very strong thing, right? And just show you that you're not like that, and that you are a woman that smiles, you are a woman that cook, you're a woman that know how to clean, you're a woman that want a man. Let it be known, I want a man, I want a husband, I want all that, I want the family. Listen, I'm not about going getting no divorce and all that mess. I'm not about listening to no bitter.
I'm gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in, and he's exactly right. And the thing about it is that you're going if you don't change, if the women here don't change, it's not just black women but other women too, American women and Western women. If you don't change your mindset, there's going to be 4 options you're going to have to deal with as far as relationship. If you really want a relationship, there's going to be the women that are what they call studs, who act like men, because that's what you're going to attract with that rebellion attitude. Or you're going to get the men that's interchanging to be a woman, which now they're a woman, but technically they were born a man. Thirdly, your option is you can deal with the men that's been in and out of jail, prison, hot lifestyle, fighting, shooting, drama, and things like that. Because he keeps it real, right? Because he's a little bit exciting. He dresses the part. He brings up the part. And see, when you have children, you have to think about that. Do you want to know that shooting drama and stuff around your kids? Do you want them to be growing up with that same mindset? That's number 3. And number 5 is, hey, if you choose to date another man, but hopefully of a different race, that he loves you for you, and you're not going to get some in the closet bigot or his relatives or his friends. So that's what the black woman here in America, which they prepping up in movies and commercials, is all about. But if you get a man of a different race, hopefully he'll love you for you. He won't be just, I gotta have a, be like you, like a specimen. Like some women of here in America do black men. Like, it's a specimen. It's not a relationship. The reason why men have gone overseas clearly is because women here don't have a wife spirit. Not a lot of women here have a spirit of a wife. And the only way a woman is going to change is the Most High God. All the talking, all the psychiatrists, relationships expert, it comes down to this. It's going to take God himself to deal with that woman. Because when it comes to, particularly, I know all women got their own issues, but our women, black women, have this ego, this big pride. I ain't gonna do this. I'm not gonna. Well, if he do this, I'm gonna do that. I can love you, but I don't have to honor you. I can do this, but I'm not gonna do that. Until you break that mindset, and understand what God ordained for a man and a woman to be in a relationship, that's the only way it's going to work. Not this new day and new age way of relationships. Not you trying to make him feel less than a man by ridiculing him. And just being happy and being grateful that you got a man that don't hit you, don't cheat on you, don't psychologically break you down, ain't trying to bring you down, that is affecting your being, your work, your whole who you are as a person. But you want these high toxic relationships person that's how the way life is. Most men don't want to be in a high toxic relationship. We don't want to get be stressed up all the time, particularly black men, because we have a higher rate of having like dude with strokes, and we just want a woman that's going to love us, even as good dudes in general. That's what we want. But if you're not willing to learn how, the only way you can do this is learn how to love somebody. Is you have to really have God show you how to love. And a lot of women, and like I'm not just picking, but American women, I'm gonna say American women need to learn that. Maybe their out counterparts, even though you could call it a third world country, the Philippines or Latin America, but maybe it's something about those women that, even in the midst of poverty, that they know how to love a man. You ever thought about that? When you know how to love and appreciate what you have, then you'll be happy. But you have women that are so entitled here, because it's like, yes, you have, like I heard TD Jakes saying that, yeah, you got the degrees and you got the business, you got the, but where's your personal, how's it is affecting your home, your personal relationship, your marriage? How's it is affecting that? And most women get so stubborn and don't even think about that. So what it tells me is that these men are saying, I'm out. And the men who have the resources, these are black men that have resources. I've seen this 7 years ago. I've seen black men leaving, got their own groups and stuff. And these guys have got good jobs, that retire from good companies. But when you get this independent, I ain't gotta do what he gotta do, and I'm gonna do this. If you don't understand the concept and learn, maybe that's why that woman, because she know how to humble herself. Now for the women who are already married, who got a husband, they're cool, because they know what a relationship is. But this independent, I don't need a man stuff, these women, them kind of women, they losing out. That's why they being single. In their 30s, their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and so on. That's the reason why. Until you understand the concept of love, it's not going to take some. It's going to have to take the Most High. He's the only one that can correct you. So he's not putting you down, but telling you in a harsh but in a loving way, daughter, this is the way you got to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to release the man out of the kingdom. That's just keeping it real. But here's another story.
I've got a problem that I'm pretty sure you can help me with.
Why this man picked a Colombian woman?
Actually,
this is what he says.
Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, come on, music. So guys, today I was on Facebook. Usually don't go on Facebook that much, but today was a little bit different. And then I got a notification sound, Dima, and it came from this particular brother in the Kevin Samuels fan recovery group. Now I've done stories on this particular group
before. It's not a group that Kevin Samuels owned, but it was a group that his fans
It's
started.
O'Shea D. Jackson.
And there was an
Shout out to
interesting
O'Shea D.
post
Jackson.
from this particular brother who has a Colombian wife, and he posted this and he had this to say: "Day music to my brothers, don't believe the hype. Happy wife, happy life, which is the biggest lie ever told to men in the United States. If you truly want to be happy, go forward and you will not regret it. I made a video about living a good life with my Colombian wife. Don't let the Simpson women scare you about the infamous green card scare. I get served 3 meals a day, the house stays clean, and I'm always in a good mood. I'm enjoying life." So if you see this particular post here, it has 456 comments, and it was a lot of people mad at the guy, right? Let's kind of look at for some of these people here. So this sister says, "Angry music." So in other words, he had to go to a poor country in order to afford the type of woman he's always wanted. The other guy goes, "Sad music. You had to leave the country to find a woman. If that ain't the definition of a simp." And another person says here, "Day music. Any man that has to leave his country to go to another country to find a wife says more than you, than any woman. It ain't saying it's nice. 329.5 million people living in America, and you had to go elsewhere to find a woman. Something must be horribly wrong with you." So you'd be surprised there, guys. In that particular post thread, there are 3 different comments. 2 of them came from black men themselves, 1 from a female. And it was many people on there roasting the guy. And I'll put his link to the video that he did here on YouTube. But I thought it was very interesting that, you know, this guy decided that he would go to Colombia, meet a woman, you know, try to process things to get her to come back to the States or start a life with her, and he's happy, getting 3 meals a day. Now, I want to talk about this because I've dated some ladies, not from Latin America, but from Africa, and I can tell you that I've never had to wash dishes. I've tried to wash dishes before. They won't let me do it. They're very happy doing it. Now, obviously, American women have some advantages, especially with the culture and with the comedy and with the just, you know, talking every day and things like that. You kind of get more accustomed to it. But I can see why guys are making this particular trip. Now, in America, why is that? If you're the average guy in America, nothing wrong with being the average guy in America. I'm just like the average guy in America. You might be making between $50,000 to $80,000 a year, and the reality is that if you're not, you know, conspicuously handsome or tall, a lot of the ladies may not be looking at you like that, and it's just what it is. But does that mean that you don't deserve submission because you're an average guy? No. And even Kevin Samuels talked about this, because average men have been getting submission in almost any culture in the world. And it looks like submission is only going to be for very successful guys. So if you're not a guy who is like a $500,000 a year earner, well, then where does that leave you? It leaves you in a position where, you got women that won't even deal with you. Now, yeah, there are 330 million people in America, but the society is very feminized. And so a lot of guys might want traditional relationships, and they want to be with a woman who may not necessarily need a lot of money, but will be willing to contribute to the relationship because she wants to be a wife. So, and if you get guys going to Colombia, where things are a little bit more closer to the country, women are a little bit more feminine, they still look as good. Yeah, it might be a match made in heaven. Now, I want to talk about some of the shaming tactics that we saw. We saw some people saying that, he had to go to the poor country and get a prostitute. He had to do this and that. He couldn't get a woman in America. But I want to ask this to people. for people who have that particular notion, well, don't you know that women in America also want money?
Yep.
I mean, just like women outside of America. So
Yeah.
if he goes to Colombia, he's dealing with women that are poor. Okay, fine. So if
Let me stop right here. Women here. So it's funny when women say that, but there's women here in America that won't even date you. I had a woman one time. This was about 19 years ago, and I met her off the chat line, right? And so, she was a young, attractive black female, very attractive, but she was cuckooed in the Cocoa Puffs because one time she told me some crazy story about one time she hit a goose and took it home and cooked it and eat it or something like that. One of Canadian goose. I mean, she told me some old off the wall story like that. Another time, before she told me that, I thought she was kind of cool, and so I said, well, let me come over and just so you can sit around and talk and visit. And women in America, some of these women in America do this. Oh, well, no, I got company coming over. Well, maybe I come over another day. Well, no, I gotta watch the kids, and I gotta watch it's like, but they want to keep you as a phone. If you're a guy's a phone friend, but when I mentioned that okay, then I just go on and meet another female. But if she's happened, and we had a discussion, she had to be white or another nationality. They want to ask you, well, why you want to be with one of them? But you wasn't really attracted to me. So why do you even care? You looking for the dude who make $22 an hour, and they got a nice fancy car and everything. You put and so she met a dude that made $22 an hour. Guess what he did to her? He left. They went to the restaurant. He left her with the bill. That's what she told me. And then she told me another story about that there's one dude that she thought she was attracted to. She had a friend over her. He later on to kind of find out he was making moves on her friend. But here, being a good guy, and because when I finally took her, we met the first time. I bought her a burrito at Chipotle. It was no big deal. It's just the first time we get to interact. But these women feel so entitled because they're beautiful, and American women don't want to compete, and they don't want to hear about their men, and even men that look average like myself. Oh, why do you care? You got the men that you're attracted to, the 6 foot tall, 6-pack, whatever, the ones that you said that you looking for a $20-something an hour. He's a manly man. Yeah, he's a manly man because you see him out there cussing and cutting up, whatever. So, so meanwhile, the good guys, we get passed over. And I mean, here you trying to be a black man being faithful to a black woman, and you got black women shitting on you like that. And that's why you don't limit the temptations to just black women. So some black men say, I'm gonna go find a woman that'll be my woman, that wants to be a giver, that may but potentially to be my girlfriend, to may one day be my fiance, to wife. And that's how it ended up to be. And she was there with you in struggle. She understands your situation. She cares enough about you. So it sounded like to me that the women in Colombia that this guy met, and the guy in the Philippines met, the guy who's physically a disabled man living in the Philippines with a woman that's 24 years younger than he is, that she got her own house, she got her own everything. She's educated, probably over there. That's the big thing. That's what they say. But let me tell you, there's women in the Philippines and in Colombia, they're educated. So that don't stop them from being so I'm Miss Independent. Well, they independent too. They're educated too. But they know how to be. But the thing about this, they know how to be a wife. They know how to put. They got jobs. Some of them got jobs over there. Some, are single mothers, like single mothers here. But they know how to be a. But when they get a man, some of them do. They know how to appreciate that man. That's something that American women here don't do. You don't do it here. You when you get something good, you cry about it. Then you want some guy when he gets someone who's abusive, controlling, and don't treat you right. Come over just for sex and then treat you like crap and kick you out to the wolves or whatever after he popped the baby with you. Now he don't want to be responsible. But he was all right when he laid down and created that child with them out of marriage. And this is the thing about it is, and you're gonna find more men are leaving. And heck, if I probably would leave too. It's like because women here don't seem to they don't have the wife quality. There's not enough women here that have wife quality. It's a difference. Or you gonna be like a woman enough to be with you to help you if you get sick, that she's helping you. You need a helpmate to get you better. Or it's gonna stand by with you. And even though you're gonna get on each other's nerves, like he said that sometimes, but she love you. She's not gonna cast you to the side like some women here do. And he's right. The older black man, he was right. You can't find ain't too many women like that. They're not built for that. They don't have the heart. They don't have it's all about me and flashy. You got women that already that finally they find somebody. Now they go reflect in their mind because they want to get eye attention from other men. I mean, you got women that get some issues like that. That they want to get eye candy. It's not enough bad enough. They got the husband who probably got the good job, probably got some, but it's never good enough. It's the truth. And then you bitch and complain. And then for those men on the last video, what O'Shea was saying, why are you shaming the men for making an option? They want to find, and that's what it is. Oh, you don't have no game. What's wrong? I mean, you should. Where can you get to a point in society like you're a grown person? You should be able to choose what you want, where you want to go in some part of the world. And I don't, whoever they choose to marry, that shouldn't affect my life. If a person look like my race and my color and my culture do what they do, why should I care? But it's crazy. And why would I be jealous when God's saying, I got a woman for you too, just like I found his wife. But you got people that don't think like that here. You got some people that don't think like that, so they make ignorant comments like that. But these women are losing these men. American women, you're losing your men. You're going to keep losing your men because of femininity. You do some women do some scandalous stuff here, and it's pushing men to the point that men are saying, I can't. I was hearing on this one YouTube video that the older men said he don't even talk to women in the United States no more. He's going to wait till he go down and meet a woman in Dominican, or I'm on my way down next month to go to Dominican because I'm tired of dealing with the entitlement. They artificially. This is what I'm hearing men saying is that they about to cut off women sexually. Ain't you gonna get why? Because women saying he looked at me wrong. He said you can't even say something. You say something, it's sexual harassment. So men is men are cutting it off and just say, okay, we out. American men and American white men been doing it for centuries and probably did it for decades. Now American black men that figure this game out, get the passport and you out of here. Now the women want to say something, but you've been telling us since this 80 to 90. I don't want no scrub. He ain't no and like that one chick did. He was nice, but he didn't have on the white clothes. He didn't do this. And just simple. He was attractive though. He was attractive, but he just wasn't my type. But he works at FedEx, and he got income. But see, that same guy, he would have, if he saved his money and go to the Philippines, woman snatch him up just like that. And it'd be funny that I hope that he do, that she turned down another nationality woman gonna say, oh, they don't want you. You're a good man. I'm gonna take you as mine. And that's need to keep happening. So that's why some black men are going overseas or marrying women of different races, because some of our own women tell us this shit. Then they get online and say this shit. That divestment. And see, we don't say black men divesting from black women, but black women tell black men, we divesting from you. Black men don't do that. Most of them they just find a woman, and what most black men want is a woman that, regardless if she from black or not, or African or Caribbean, whatever, is she feminine and she wants to be a wife. That's basically what it is. It ain't all she got to make 6 figures and have 5 degrees and have business like these women do. Some of these women do. What the men want is something of character. These women don't understand that. That's why it's like we're talking one way, you're talking something totally different. And then a lot of women don't really listen and hear men. They want to be right. They always want to be right. I'm right, you're wrong, and everything else. You got women that got masculine traits. I don't know if you're borderline trying. Some men got wrestle with that, or you being too masculine, or you think about tipping over and being a Brittany Griner. I mean, are you lesbian because you on that borderline? And some men, just like some women that think that men are gay. Well, we might think that some women are lesbian because they try to be like the dude, act like a dude, dress like a dude. Even some men get with the transvestite. Might as well. Who's trying to be a woman? He's already a woman, but he was originally a man. Because that's what you're gonna end up with in America. At least what he's entitled, because you never, or either that, the 5th option is that you're gonna be completely alone for the rest of your life. And if you don't want to be alone for the rest of your life, my suggestion is for the women in America, get on your knees and ask God, how do I become a submissive wife from your way, not the way man interpreted, your way. Show me how to be the woman. You don't need another woman. You need the Lord to show you that. That's the truth. Because He's not going to put you down. He's going to show you where you coming short as a woman. Just like He would show the man. If I'm a man, this is where you coming short as a man. What greater is to get it from the Creator Himself? That's all what I'm saying. But when you got that stubborn pride and stuff like that, I'm alpha female. Men ain't gonna deal with that no more, ladies. They ain't gonna deal with that. And if a lady watching this, they ain't gonna deal with that no more. And I can tell you another scenario where this happened. I've been wanting to talk about this one. This happened back in the late 90s, right? I took this one young lady to the movie theater, right? And first time we go on a date, right? We get inside the movie theater. It's a couple. It's one black dude. He's cutting up and talking through the whole movie. He's talking shit, clowning. She turn around, get her attention from him. Instead of getting into the movie, she into this fool talking all this crazy shit while he's with his girlfriend. And then after the movie's over, she see this interracial couple. This is a black female, and the white female was with this black male. She drove. Was getting about to drive and get in the driver's seat, and he get in the passenger seat. She cops an attitude and say, "I wouldn't be me. He gonna have to drive me. I'm not gonna drive him. He had to come pick. He got to drive me up." And I was thinking to myself at that time, maybe the reason why he drove, maybe it could have been a medical reason. It could be something with his license. It could maybe cause his car breakdown, and maybe as his girlfriend said, "Well, we don't know many reasons," but she had this attitude. I never forget this female, but this is the type of female that is so entitled. Like, the black, that's his girlfriend. Like at the time, that's what couples do. You give and when something you support each other, you help each other out. That's what couples do, right? But it's the entitlement. Like when she said that, I'm like, are you serious? Like, wow. It told me a whole lot. It's like, this ain't the type of woman you want to keep on. I didn't date her no more. But that is so bad. That's how it's gotten to be. Women are so entitled. And so men are just getting tired. But I just want to make this video. I didn't mean to make it this long, but I want to share and give you three different YouTubers on why American men, black men, are fed up like other men. It's like we're not putting up with that stuff no more. You gonna be by yourself. That you could be the part man, your masculine self, then will defend itself. Because that's what it's gonna be, you by yourself. That's it's gonna be you and another female. But the real men ain't gonna keep putting up with this. I gotta climb over the top. We gotta wrestle on who's gonna control the relationship. When that's not the way life really is. That's not a relationship. But toxicity is not a proper relationship. But you can't tell some Western women that, because they think that's part of what it is. We had a good argument, whatever. Even though I didn't just raise his blood pressure up, damn near, and he's about a minute having a stroke. But boy, we got a good argument because I got it off my chest. That's why men are getting tired. And I'm hearing men, and I'm seeing men who are in greater position than I'm in right now. They're leaving. They got the passport. They leaving the country. They're tired. Some of them are tired, man, because it's westernized, feminist mindset. They're tired. And you better watch it, because you can. If you're a man with great means, you can be hooked up and someone can say you sexually harassed them, and you be hooked up like someone getting taken for child support. You be getting harassment with courts and stuff, because you know how the courts how they do men in America. So I hope this video was interesting, but I just want to give you 3 takes on 3 to 4 different videos on why relationships don't work, and along with my personal testimony from my intake on why I agree with most what was said in those videos, because I've encountered it myself over time. And right now, I'm not really dating nobody. But if I was, I think they have me thinking maybe I need to look outside the country, because you just get to the point you're fed up. And even if you meet somebody in church, even if you, because sometimes I go to church, because I mentioned that on my video. But even if you meet somebody in church, they might be trying to, you might meet somebody that's not really matured in their spirit, just because they go to church or they say that they're Christian. They might not even be mature. They might be just as wise words as somebody who don't even go to church. And that's a fact. So I hope this enlightenment, but for the women, for this ain't including all the women, but for the women who are widows, who have lost their husbands, my heart goes out to you. This don't apply to you. Married women, this don't apply to you. It's these are kind of women who are single-minded. I'm all that in the bag of chips. This is for them. But you women who are married in America, you already know what it's about. You know what relationships is about. You know how to keep a man. A lot of women don't know how to keep a man. They think what you do in your relationship, I wouldn't do. I have him doing it, cooking his own stuff, doing all this stuff. And that's why they're single. And that's why they won't do it. I ain't going to do this. That's why it takes the Most High God is going to show them. And sometimes, it's like a stubborn, sometimes you get that stubborn animal to stop. I can't give you something until you humble yourself. But if they're going to be stubborn, entitled, they're going to be lonely with their 2 or 3 degrees and their $100,000, $100,000 to $50,000 career. They're going to be continually until they understand the concept of agape love. That's why they're alone. So, but she beautiful. She making 6 figures. Bruh, that's why she alone, because she's too entitled. She's too educated. She hasn't humbled herself. Boy, that woman is beautiful. I see a lot of beautiful women, but they haven't humbled themselves. If they single and they up in their ages, whatever, from past 25 to damn near 75, they haven't humbled themselves. That's why they're single. Some of them, that's why in some cases. Until they understand that, until they really sit down, it ain't going, because back with war, it should be no back and forth. They're going to have to stand before and get on their knees and pray. Why? What do I need to do to be a wife or have a potential mate? The only one is who put you in your mama's womb. He's the only one who knows you. He's the only one who can correct it. But you got to give him your time so he can pull those things and work on and show you who you are inside as a woman. Why you are the way you got to fight. You got too much mouth. You don't know how to control your tongue. You got to watch the way you control your tongue. You got to know when to speak, when you got to know when to interject part-time. It's going to take God. And that's the reason why you see some women that are alone today, because the things that they say out of their own mouth. It's their own pride, their own stubborn. It's the truth. That's why they're alone. That's why they're attractive. You see that woman is attractive, but she just entitled. And she and if she do get that kind of guy, that she attracted, the bad boy, he might make her life miserable. He might cheat on her, abuse her kids. She got kids, right? Some women need to think. But I'm sorry to again. I'm gonna cut this video. But hopefully someone enjoy this video. Till next time, I hope you guys someone enjoy this and give it a like, share it with somebody, subscribe to the channel. Every once in a while I try to make something interesting, but I thought this was to really do a 3-part on 3 different YouTubers pointing something on their videos, pointing this out, and I give the credit to all of them. Give the credit to those people. And so I hope you enjoy this video. Till next time, you guys take it easy, be blessed, and hey, let it be a lesson learned. Change your mindset, and you'll have what you have. If you don't change your mindset, you continue to do the same old thing. It'll be the same old thing. The same old, same old. All right then. Take care.